as we go. Don't want to lose our glasses. First thing I've got to do, I've got a few walking onions I need to get out of the ground here. Just a few. I'm gonna pull them up in the clusters. Let me lay these right here, and don't need to get many, just a few out of the way. It's either that or chop them up, and we don't want to do that. Don't want to chop them up. Okay, that'll let us get through here. We'll take these, clean them, and make us some scallions or green onions. Yeah, that's several. That's just a couple little clumps. We'll lay these right here for now, and then we're going to work that garden with this little tool I bought and get it hooked together. We'll see how this fares today. This is a automatic garden hoe. An automatic garden hoe. See if we can get this to working. And I guess it. I better go get a little gas and put in it. You go get a little gas. Should have checked that before I come over here. Little gas. I don't know if this leaks out, evaporates. You shouldn't. We'll put a little in there and see what happens. Try to not overflow it, but I usually do. I think that'll be plenty. I think that'll be plenty. Okay, how do we start this thing? I think what we do is we choke it, number one. Let's see, choke goes up and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it's on, and give it a little pull. Let it run a minute. Turn the choke off. Let it warm up just a second. Now I've got these tines on this thing reversed. it's in the cultivating mode instead of the tilling mode. See what happens here. That's too easy, people. Now what I like about this little tiller is this right here. You just pick it up, set it where you want it. Ridiculous. Too easy. That's just almost Lord, it's almost against the law. Now, all we have to do is just rake this up a little, because it tilled that down. He chopped them old weeds just in a second. There's a tater. There's a tater from last year. Still solid. Must have overlooked it. What I want to do is just get this rake down just under this string. This garden's been tilled with the tractor. And what I have intentions of doing is planting me some onions today. I was going to do that this morning, and it's 70-something degrees, and a big old black cloud blew in, and it dropped the temperature down to about 58 degrees, and come a little shower of rain. And then now it's back up to about, right at 70 degrees, 71, 72 degrees. I'm gonna stop right here. Where am I going? Okay. Now, Let me see, I might want to rake a little bit more of this chopped up leaves out of there. Now a lot of that stuff right there, it'll try to come back. Them little pieces, and what we'll have to do is just, it'll slide right out, no problem. Now, I'll lay my hoe down here and I'll go out through here and lay me a little row off. Now, I guess the strings, it won't blow too much. It'll stay fairly straight. Oh, look at that. No effort. You know, instead of digging this little furrow with this hoe, I could have just stuck them onions right down in that dirt. Strings are blowing. I guess I'm going straight. That little Mantis Tiller is amazing to get in between these little rows and stuff. If this row ain't straight, we'll blame it on the wind. I'm pushing it. I made this right here as far as I'm gonna go, because I'm right here at the edge of asparagus patch. It ain't up yet, but it's that new asparagus patch I planted. So we'll drop a few onions through here now. Whew! I think what I'll plant in here is the white ones. The white onions. Let me make sure the camera's on. You never know, it might go off. It's on. See this stuff running off my forehead already? Yeah. It's called sweat. The sweat of your brow. I'm just gonna drop these onions, and then if I need to, I can come back. I might just, no, I'm gonna drop them. Drop them about every, 6 or 8 inches. And then what I've got left, I can come back. If I get out there, I can come back and put some in between. Yeah. I've grown this garden for years, and showed people just a little bit along as I go, but I'm going to try to show you this whole garden this year of putting it out, other than, well, actually I showed you these onions last fall and planting the garlic over there. So everything in this garden as of right now is just getting the start. So we'll try to show you step by step as we go along this year. I don't know that it helps or not, but it won't hurt. I like to plant these onions fairly close. You know, after I get to the end, if I've got enough left, then I come back and start filling in the spots that's a little wider. Because through the growing season, what I do is we'll pull onions, pull the ones in between, and use them for green onions to eat, and leave them. You know, like pull every other one. That still leaves plenty of room for the other onions to grow, and we want them to grow into full-size heads, and that way we take those and we'll chop them up and freeze them, put them in the freezer to use in omelets or whatever else we need to use them for. You can cook with them or whatever. I'll probably wind up with, I don't know, we may put 1 or 2 rows in. Now I've got about a handful left here. I'll just drop them where I think one is a little wider apart than it should be. And that's no good. Actually, I think it'd be better down on this end. Yeah, I started off here just a little bit wider than I would have had to have been. And that's gonna get it right there. Now what I'll do, which is, I'll almost assure you is unnecessary, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my little stool over here and wipe a little sweat, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna bend over and go through there, or I'll go to the other end and come this way, and I'll have my I'm gonna go through there and set all them onions with the roots down. It won't take just a minute, but it's like I say, it may be uncalled for. Those onions would turn up and grow up. You could cover them right there. I'll assure you, and they'd be all right. But I've always turned the roots down, and that way when they started growing, they didn't have but one way to go, and that's up. Oh, see if I can't pull my paints up. Okay, we just go through there and just set them down in there. Just make sure they're turned right. That's all you have to do. You can reach about 3 foot at a time here. It's like I said, I'll guarantee you that you wouldn't have to do nothing. Just drop them and cover them up. But I've never done that. So I'll just do this like this, and it puts the roots down. And when they start growing, they go straight up. Most of them sideways. The only thing that might do is put a hook in that onion. And if it done that, it would cause a J hook in the stalk of that onion, and it might affect them when you start to pull them up. It could actually break the bulb off. Probably wouldn't. It's like I said, people do things different. This is the way I do it. And I'd feel safe to cover them up. But I'm not going to take that chance when I don't have to. If I was in the position that I couldn't bend over like this, there's one upside down, what I would do is I'd cover them up just the way they are. And I'd feel confident that they would grow just fine. You can throw an onion out on top of the ground, one of these bulbs, it'll send roots out, take roots, straighten up, and be just fine. But I've run across a few here already. It was actually upside down. And I just feel better about planting them like this. It takes just a little bit more effort. And in reality, it's the right thing to do. That's what I think anyway. Of course, I may not think like everybody else. Everybody's got their own way of doing things. I tell you, after laying around in the house all winter and not doing a whole lot of work, I can feel the effects of it when I get out here and do something. Crawled around for the last 2 days under the house installing a new water heater that went out on me. And believe me, my joints feel it. So when you get this done here, you can say that that row of onions is almost done. Almost done, people. And I could sit here and show you how to plant this other one, but it's not necessary. You don't need these seed, but this right here, it won't help you much more to see me do 2 rows rather than just 1. And that way, you won't have to sit here and keep watching this for an hour. Okay, these are good little stools. You can flip them right over. Of course, you ain't gonna do that because it's dirty now. But you can flip them over, make a nice little seat. Okay, now we'll wipe a little sweat here, and we'll start on this end and go out and come back, and we'll cover them lightly, very lightly, just lightly. You don't want to bury them too deep. Just barely cover them. Just like that. Barely cover them. Just like that. Complicated. Hard. Not really. So, I'll show you how that little mantis works again here in a second. The reason I started down there, whew, I'm out of breath, and come this way is for this reason. I always, on everything, give it a little tamp, just like that, Just tamp that soil down just a little, not hard. I think what that does, forces some of that soil around your seeds or sets, whatever you're planting. And it just makes more contact with soil. I think it's a good thing to do. It does better. There's one I didn't hardly cover up. Whew. Right there. Okay. D-O-N-E. Done. There's half my onions. Now, this little tiller, if you get it in very high weeds, what it does is it'll wrap some of that grass around the tines, which is no big deal. This grass that it wraps around that tines, if you wanted to just keep going, it'd slang every bit of them out. Unless it's big old heavy roots and stuff. This is basically rhizomes and stuff that needs to come out of there anyway. Just like that. Just like that. That's all I'm gonna do. You could do more. Now the good thing about this, let me wipe the sweat again. Good thing about this, all you have to do, hit that right there, turn that switch on, and you should have to give it but 1 or 2 cranks. There it is. And it didn't run enough. It didn't run enough to get warm, really. So I'm gonna go out through here what I think will be the next run. Down there and back, that's all I'm gonna do. Just like I said, it's no big deal. It folds up just like that. You can pick it up with one hand, take it and set it right back in the shed. So that's our 1 row of onions we got planted out through there. And it's a little wet. It's a little wet really to be doing this today. But is it going to get any drier in the next day or two? Should be tomorrow. I think that rain's over for a day or two. Still awful cloudy. But you couldn't do what I just done. I guess you could, but you'd been mud up to your waist. You couldn't have done what I done in just the dirt, other than this mulch garden, which is a wood chip. But the wood chips are just about all decomposed now. So what we got now is dirt. Good old dirt. Good old dirt. And believe me, it's good dirt. Good dirt. Don't compact. I really enjoy it. Well, let's get that done. We've got another row laid off. Tomorrow maybe we'll come out and plant some more. That ought to do it for today anyway. That ought to do it for today. Spin it around here a little bit. Show you what it looks like. Nothing much changed since I tilled it. All right, that'll do it.